going to talk about my favorite chakra of all time. I want to say the heart chakra.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman.
And welcome everybody to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I'm so grateful to have you here again today. And so we're going to be talking about the heart chakra now, all part of the beautiful series of podcasts that I've created for you to take in all these energy scan secrets after doing thousands of energy scans. What is it I've been picking up on in your energies, healer and spiritual types out there? We're going to go ahead and get into it some more today. I've done even something like 100 some energy scans over the last couple of months or so. So I've been really having a lot of fun. They could be a lot of fun. And the only time I'm not having the funnest time of my life doing energy scans is when I do something that I've told my students not to do, but sometimes I just get so excited I overbook myself, and then it's a little too many energy scans at one time. Then it's not as fun. But other than that, energy scan is the best thing ever. If you want to learn more about these energy scan secrets and how to do the tuning in with your intuitive and psychic gifts to read people's energies and chakras, go to Energy Scan Secrets. Go to Energy Scan Secrets call. Okay, I'm going to have one coming up. I'll put it in the show notes below. So go ahead and register for the very next one coming up soon. All right. And yes, I do training, an energy scan training, which is a proven method. It's helped hundreds of people, if not thousands or 1,000 plus people, to learn how to do energy scanning. Certainly, if we look at any level of doing energy scanning, it's definitely way over 1,000 people I've helped to do energy scanning. But the full training, hundreds and hundreds of people. It's a proven method. You can do it too. You could tune into these chakras and see all kinds of things that are going on. All right, so we're going to talk about my favorite chakra of all time. I want to say the heart chakra. And so, yeah, a lot of my attention goes to my heart first of all the chakras, because that heart chakra is like that center point, right? That center point between heaven and earth, where that place of the allness, the infinite connection that we are with all things, seem to show up there just a bit more, right? We could feel it in the third eye. We could feel it in other chakras. We could feel it anywhere. Anywhere. We feel it everywhere. But yet, in the heart, the expansion, the vastness of our heart chakra. So, what are some of the things that I've picked up in the heart chakra over all these years? I've been doing this energy scanning since the 2000s. So let's see. So I would say one of the big things that the heart, it does have to do with, yes, love and your connection with love and connecting with people is how I look at the heart chakra primarily. I know there's all kinds of things we could say the heart chakra is about, but that's one of the biggest ones. Obviously, yes, we know about heart math and all kinds of things with how powerful it is with creation. And to me, it's so powerful, the heart chakra. And so the things I'm looking for in the heart chakra, yes, sometimes manifestation things, but more so usually how well are you to receive basically love, but your own worthiness, your love, the love of others, and how well are you able to flow with love and sharing yourself and your heart with the world. And so when we look at that heart chakra, sometimes there is a lot of heaviness around that heart. There's a lot of grief sometimes around the heart through all the things that have happened, people maybe that have passed over, loved ones that are gone. Sometimes people have had tragedies where loved ones died unexpectedly, maybe even when they're young, a brother, a sister, a parent. I mean, very heartbreaking. And that can disrupt, of course, so much of your energy in terms of being connected, trusting life, trusting your love, trusting opening up again. Because our heart can get so open, so amazingly open, and it's the best thing ever. And then if you feel you become too vulnerable by being so open in the heart, sometimes it starts to bog down or shut down, more and more of that chakra. So some of the things I noticed with the heart chakra, as far as some of the common issues is grief, like I mentioned. Sometimes just all the heartache people have had in relationships. I can pick up on those aspects. I can sense if they've been betrayed. Sometimes it'll be literally a past life of being stabbed in the back of the heart, and I'll see the stabbing motion or some other object. Sometimes a spear. I know I had a lifetime like that. It always feels like I was put up on a Barbie, as they say, right? Spear right through the back, through the power center, going up towards my heart, and just plant me in the ground from that. No, I don't know. I get a sense of just the stabbing that went through. So, and it's because I was blind with my power. I was a huge man in that life, and just like a destroyer energy. It would just take everybody out that we need to take out, and it's like an overconfidence, a blindness. I was so powerful, so strong, no one could stop me. And then, of course, somebody did. Somebody snuck up on me, got behind me, got my blind side, and took me out. Right. So that's part of my path, part of my lessons. And so that's why I talk a lot about becoming invincible, because I have a past with that. I've had a gladiator past life where, you know, you had to be invincible or you're dead. So these things too also can shut down the heart chakra and affect the heart chakra. So sometimes we believe maybe, we've done so much harm. That was a clearing I had to get done from a healer, is one that I particularly got done, was to clear out the regret, the shame I had around killing people in past lives. I've done a lot of healing in past lives too, by the way. So it's funny. I'm going to either heal you or kill you. It's wild. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free meditate, make money meditation today. So yeah, she helped me to at a soul level to be able to reconcile that in my heart at a soul level, and that was huge. So some of us have that. We have things we regret. We had power, we misused it, and then maybe we even thought we were doing good. Maybe it's not like a gladiator, all this stuff I'm talking about, but maybe it's more like, man, you're just being so kind, but you kind of left yourself vulnerable to attack because you were being so kind, and this happened this life too, right? But like all of a sudden, like something just kind of, oh, okay, you should be just fine then if I want to rape, plunder you, or hurt you or attack you in some way. You'll be fine. You're so loving, right? It's almost like, are you actually real centered love, or are you just like projecting, compassion and love? And when it gets down to it, you feel vulnerable, you feel scared, and you're only really bringing all this energy of love first and foremost because it feels great and we are love, but also because you want to people please, you want to assuage people, you want to help people feel better. So, and it feels good for you. It's just a good feeling. But when it comes down to it, in the depth of your heart, like there's unresolved issues, and those unresolved issues come to you as heartbreak, attacks, being hurt in many different ways, all the different ways you could think of, any kind of way you could think of. So yeah, those type of things will show up. Sometimes people who have heart chakra issues will have heart issues. That's not super common at all, but sometimes there's a really specific issue in the heart that's affecting the physical heart. I've worked with some people with that before in my lifetime here. I've been doing healing work. So yeah, it's all different stuff, like each chakra. So if the energy is going in really deep, then maybe you're a really good receiver. But even then, sometimes I'll see some walls, some places where you'll tend to be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm fine. You don't have to do more for me, right? I was with somebody who's really, really wonderful, kind, very compassionate person today. She's literally getting sessions from me as a bonus for something she signed up for. And she says, "But can I pay you for the sessions?" I'm like, now that's in like that overdone, heart. Like, God bless her, right? Like I love that someone's that generous, right? That loving, that kind. But I could tell it's like, oh, but I just want the best for you. I want. But some of that sometimes comes from, I'm saying, I'm not speaking about this person necessarily, but like on this, but like sometimes that comes because it's all about safety and protection. Like I said, you gotta make them really happy or they'll turn on you and maybe, I'll lose their love. I'll lose this connection I'm feeling that's so great right now. So I'll give you whatever you want. So we pour our heart out too much. Then we get disappointed when we realize like that wasn't the right thing to do. Then gotta shut that down. Then the heart shuts down. When it really just needs to be like this really strong giving and receiving heart that is not sticky, not with conditions, an truly unconditional flow of love, channel of love from your heart. So that's what we're looking for. Really good flow out, really good flow in, and with no cords, no attachments, no entanglements of energies with people on your path, because it's usually people, sometimes it's situations you were in, but it's also, primarily with humans. Now, it could be other things. Maybe you're an ET, maybe you're this, maybe you're that, right? Like all kinds of experiences, but usually there's enough human stuff you've had that, that's what I'll pick up on the first and foremost. Other things I find in the heart chakra, sometimes I'll find definitely the light team is in there. For me, I always connect with Jesus within my heart. So always. I Now for some people, the Sacred Heart is Jesus, period. Like that is the Sacred Heart is Jesus. And I think that's a beautiful sentiment. Now, and if that's your truth, that's great. I mean, I'm not here to be against any such things. But yeah, I definitely, that embodiment of the heart that we sense, that someone like Jesus, Yeshua, all the different names. I channel Jesus and I still call him Jesus rather than Yeshua and all the other stuff. So, but anyway, okay, or Buddha. If you're looking on YouTube, you see Buddha in the back. We sense that heart. It's such a clear heart, right? It's a clear heart. So they're symbols, they're inspirations. And even if they really weren't that way, and it's all just been projections, it doesn't matter. They still that what we call Jesus, what we call Buddha, that projection has power and it has something for us. And those guides and those energies may be found in the heart chakra within ourselves, within people we may energy scan for those of you that do energy scans already, perhaps too. But we can pick up on those things. Then we want to give attention to those things because they're coming through an energy scan. It's coming through for a reason. It needs maybe some more attention, right? It needs more attention. And so being aware of those beings, that again, when I went through the crown chakra one, like that's where we really, and then the third eye to some degree too, for sure. But especially in that crown chakra, you see the connection with higher dimensions and all the angels and all the beings is where you really start to notice those a lot. And then for some people, you'll see different ones in the heart as well. So very beautiful things. So yeah, sometimes there's not a trust that you could just trust your heart to really guide you and manifest everything in your life. And yet the heart is fully capable of doing so much of that. Right? We've got more energy centers and everything else for a reason, but you could argue that the heart is the only thing that matters. In fact, my early channeling with particularly Gandhi, but also with Jesus. The channeling I was doing early and others, but like channeling, a lot of the channeling I did anyway, always said it was all about the heart space, particularly with Guy. When I was doing a lot with Gandhi in the beginning. It's all about the heart space. You only need your thinking brain just a wee bit, much less than you believe. The heart's got the intelligence. The heart is the way. It's all about the heart space. So it's such a simple teaching. In fact, for most minds, it's too simple. But for your heart, it's like for your actual, actual enlightened path, it is all about, right? There's a book I think called The Way of the Heart and everything. I haven't read it, but um, some of these books I don't read. I'm like, oh, I get the point, like I don't always necessarily read the book. Sometimes, of course, I do, but got plenty of books. As a podcaster, you end up reading a few books at least, so advanced copies, etc. So anyway, all the beautiful books, but all that is whatever we're putting our attention on, is it helping us inhibit the, come into the heart more? And so that's why I've done full programs with Jesus before. Because with Jesus, it's all about bringing you into the heart space, coming back home, as he says. So when we come back to the spiritual heart, that deeper sacred heart within your heart chakra, wow, wow. That's definitely a place where there's no problems. That's why it's my favorite chakra, because it's really almost really a lot more than a chakra. It is your spiritual center. Yeah. So take it or leave it, but that's my perspective on it. Let's see. There's so many other things. If you want to learn more, I do, again, through my energy scan training, I go through much more of the, um, this is more detailed in some ways than my training. And yet, we go more comprehensive in terms of the different things to look at. So yeah, I really, and then how do you actually, read these chakras? We get much more into that in my energy scan training. We'll put in a link in the below description for you to go ahead and check that out and join our next one if you like. You're like, I don't know, I'm feeling like Daniel's like someone I better be doing some work with, and you got that opportunity right there. And, truth is you all can do this sort of work, tune into all this stuff and see and feel or sense or know all kinds of things about people, and to work upon these energies. Just think about the value of what's coming through this podcast or what I'm even pointing to, much less if I do an energy scan on any one of these centers for someone. It can be very, very powerful and profound. So check that out. Check out the Energy Scan Secrets call that we've got coming up as well. That's where, again, I will actually do an energy scan for you. Yeah, if you're selected, I should remember to make that caveat. I can't do everybody because if there's a lot of people there, there's no way I'll be able to do everybody, but you'll be able to at least see the demos of the energy scanning that I do. You can see for yourself the results and the power of it. So one of the cool things about doing energy scans is the power of how you can gain new clients. You offer brief energy scans. You basically can see what kind of work can be done for them by doing that scan as an energy healer. If you do energy healing, if you're a coach, it can be very helpful too, and seeing what needs to be addressed and then getting to work on it. Okay, then you could propose, you want to see these changes in your energy? Let's do it. So we talk about that in my energy scan training. You get training on that so that you can be more effective in getting more clients for your healing business, particularly for those of you that are energy healers and want to build your healing business with clients. You got barely any clients, or you want to have more clients, or heck, you just feel like you could learn more about all this stuff and it would help you, and they have a refined tool, to focus, grounded way to tune into someone's energy. So check all that out in the description. And so maybe there's a couple more things I can share with you for those who have been willing to hang in here with me. And yeah, I mean, things like relationship intimacy is definitely one of the things I love to look at in the heart. So we could talk about that briefly. And then also money, how are we with bringing money in through the heart? Touched on health very briefly. But so we'll do those two. First of all, as far as it goes with intimacy, yeah, again, there may be, the best way I can say is it only extends so far, the heart. Like I can kind of see the radiation of the energy, the flow of it. And so when intimacy is an issue, there will be, to show up in different ways, but it'll be, again, there's a wall there, there's a guard, guard in the heart. And so sometimes it's like people have to pass certain tests to be able to, have you really, really let them into your heart. And so you've heard people say that so many times, right? It's going to take a lot for me to let you in my heart again. And because it's the hurt. And so it's vulnerable. So that's one of the things we're looking at. And maybe they can be really intimate with their kids or, certain people in life, but maybe a specific person. There was a issue or their partner or their who they're married to or whatever, like there's a disconnect there. Maybe that's what pops out in the reading, and then we can address what that's about. Okay, I see this intimacy issue, and I can see why it happened. You didn't feel like you were valued or loved, and you poured your heart out to them, and they just gave you the cold shoulder, and then you shut down, and they shut down all the intimacy, things like that. All kinds of things can be interpreted very rapidly by scanning these chakras, um, and just a matter of what we're looking for. And then for the so that's relationships and part things we can pick up on. The money, the money. If you can't allow money into your heart, you could still have money, right? You could still have a lot of money in your life, but it might be extremely hard to let it come into your life or to hang on to it, as you're just busy trying to fulfill a hole in your heart by continuing to spend money and acquire and conquer. And if you're receiving money and showing up, in your heart to be fully visible in the world in a really lovely way, and you've got a wonderful flow of giving service in the world through your heart, wonderful energy coming into the heart of receiving gratitude in the form of money and more coming into the heart, you'll be the richest guy or girl in the world, right? So that's the gorgeous part of it all. So yeah, I definitely have seen for myself that given wherever you are, if you sometimes judge yourself financially, just stop it because wherever you're at, so I mean, sometimes people have a lot of money and they're still judging themselves financially, but when it comes to especially being a healer in a healing business or doing, that type of work, if you're judging where you are, just stop. I mean, it's possible. Many of you are high achiever types, perhaps, and you know how to make money. It's not that. It's like you're spiritually awakening. You want to serve people from your heart. And so the conduit for wealth for you is going to be through your heart, and that includes the financial. So you can't just, all balls in, they say, or whatever, like just kind of like all willpower, get into the power center and make it happen, or other ways, other, use your sex organs. I did kind of allude to that with the all balls in, but like, okay, I'm going to let it happen this or that way, and that's the magical way I manifest the money. It feels so good. Yeah, it will. It will. Like that's one level. But to me, the ultimate level, one of the ultimate levels, like I guess there's always more levels, maybe, so-called levels. But anyway, the most beautiful way is through the heart. I mean, that's the most uh, beautiful way, in my opinion. So, yeah, and if you're going to be a very heart-centered person, if you're a healer, and so for you to thrive financially, you're going to need to let it be from the way of the heart. And that's a process. We aren't taught to manifest money through the way of the heart. So, if you don't take anything else away from this podcast today, realize that's what you're cultivating as part of building your business as a healer, is learning to manifest money through the way of the heart. And that includes connecting the other chakra energies, especially the power center with the heart, to make it all work. Because, one of the things we are looking at is the relationship of all these different chakras to a degree too. Like, uh, okay, the heart's good in some ways, but the power center isn't connected to the heart. So we want to be really fleshing this all out. It's like a puzzle. It's fun. It's fun to take a look at and to work with the energies. So so stop the judgment. Realize you're unconditionally loved always. You just are, and let that into your life and let people give to you. Start receiving. Start letting it be safe. We just did a recording. It was a double your income show, but um, the person we were featuring, she was wonderful. I love her system. that she talks about. The first step is receiving, on the path to joyful living. Like you got to just receive, right? And in fact, like my number one teacher, well, my first spiritual teacher, really foremost spiritual teacher, that's one of the few things he said that I will never forget. He says, if you're not receptive, you're not receiving. I remember at least that day at a minimum, but I didn't take a lot of notes back then. I remember when he said that, I wrote it down. I'm like, that is so simple and so profound and so primary. So, so it's just a matter of becoming more receptive, letting it be safe. Maybe someone, yeah, who knows? Maybe someone like myself can help you with that, give you the energy clearing or boost you need for that. But the first step is, and I'll say this one more time, go to Energy Scan Secrets. I'll be sharing, I'm sharing that to teach you more about energy scanning, and energy scan training is the focus. But some of the people, do end up getting healings from me after they meet with me and all these different ways. And I don't do a lot of different specific healing for people all the time anymore because I'm busy doing the trainings and doing business coaching alongside that. So I don't always have the bandwidth to just do tons of healings at all. Like the way I got started and really getting things going with my business was doing lots of healings. But, sometimes yeah, just one session here or there with me could make a big difference because of what I can perceive and what I know you need to hear from me and the healing that you need right now so that you can just relax, be yourself, start thriving, doing what you're here to do as a healer or as a healer type at a minimum, as a spiritual rock star as it pertains to the show. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, but I am so grateful to share all this with you today. And if you love what I shared, give me some heart emojis if you can, where you are. If not, don't worry about it. Give me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, follow. I don't know about bell notifications. I can't ask you to do that because I don't want no bell notifications on my phone, right? All right, guys, it's been a blast being with you today. I'm looking forward to being with you on the next podcast where we talk about if you're going linear through this, through the solar plexus, power center is the next one. So if you want to join me, jump on that one next. And like I always say to wrap up the show, you keep on tuning in and we'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till next time.
For listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.